Thank you for joining us this Sunday night at 10. I'm Sarah Horbacewicz, and I'm here alongside meteorologist Corrales Ortiz. Today was just a gorgeous day to get out and enjoy the weather, but these spring-like temperatures, people are going to have to pay a little more attention to weather coming up, right?
Yes, it's going to be very busy weather-wise these next few days. We've been mentioning this for the last couple of days. We're going to have a multiple-day event of back-to-back active weather in our forecast as early as late tonight even for parts of this state. So just wanted to go ahead and just give you just a quick reminder to be very weather aware these next few days. Some of these storms may produce damaging winds, large hail, and even some tornadoes. This is from Monday all the way to Wednesday. As you can tell, there's different low-end risk. There's different risks for each of these days, but all these severe weather modes are expected, at least for some of these days, happening at different times as well. So make sure to download the app, of course, to be prepared and be weather aware planning ahead of that. Live look right now at the radar. We are seeing a few stray showers already being indicated in the area, and as early as late tonight, especially northwestern portions of the state, we'll start to see the first bout of some wet weather move on in. That's not the main concern. It's really for tomorrow afternoon and evening. We'll be looking out for that first round moving on through these next few days. Right now, though, cloudy, 77 for us. It was a very windy day for us today with those winds out of the south-southwest. Will be mostly cloudy tonight with a stray shower or two. Those winds are still going to be there as well. But in terms of what's going to be coming up in the forecast, well, expecting more of these rounds, of course, later in the next few days. All severe weather modes possible. More details in your forecast coming up.
All right, thanks, Corrales. Now, in these times of severe weather, you're going to want to make sure you have our app downloaded. It's available in the Apple Store and the Google Play Store, and you don't have to wait till the storm's right over your head. Now you can download it. Be ahead of the game. You could see any predictions we have moving forward. You can monitor radar and watch live coverage should your power go out. And Grant County Emergency Management says that over 400 acres of land have been impacted by a wildfire today. Now, the photos that you're going to see are from Scott Hallinger, but this video is of the area where multiple agencies are still working to control the fire, which is traveling north-northeast near Highway 35 and Grant County Road 51. Officials in Grant County say evacuations are continuing tonight as the fire continues to move. Authorities asked the public to stay clear of the area and around Grant County Highways 51 and 57. Now, we'll continue following this. It was a windy day, which obviously did not help. So as this continues, we'll bring you the latest as they become available. And Russellville police are investigating how a train hit and killed a pedestrian yesterday afternoon. Saturday, officers responded to a call that a man was struck near the Detroit Avenue Railroad crossing. Very few details have been released so far, but we'll continue to update you on this as well right here on THV 11. And today is Palm Sunday, a Christian celebration 1 week before Easter. Dozens gathered at the Trinity Episcopal Cathedral to observe the day. And every Sunday, the church rings their bells right before service. But as THV 11's Jay Jackson shows us, today it had a particularly special meaning.
It was some members of the Bells Tower here at the cathedral that wanted to do something as far as fundraising efforts for Ukraine. And even though the sounds of the bells can't be heard overseas, they're hoping that their solidarity can be felt here at home.
In the United States, there are only 45 bell-ringing towers.
Trinity Episcopal Bell Ringing Society is working one of them, with 8 bells in total ringing for a purpose.
Our bells are hung to where they are on a full circle, and each bell is controlled by a ringer.
The team rang the bells for 20 minutes in an expression of unity and support for people in Ukraine.
And at the same time, we're doing a fundraiser. All proceeds from today's event are going to go to the Episcopal Relief Services to help bring aid and comfort to the people of Ukraine.
The sounds of the large bells echo across the Quapaw Quarter in downtown Little Rock, while blue and yellow flags and baked cookies for Ukraine are passed out to those who donate to the cause.
Goodness, I think everybody realizes what a terrible thing is happening there, and we all want to do something, and as you know, everyday people, we don't know what to do.
They're collecting donations for Episcopal Relief and Development's Ukraine Crisis Response Fund.
But we know that our money can be used for humanitarian aid, and that's what we're interested in doing.
And while the traditional services for Palm Sunday are celebrated, so are concerns being addressed for others around the world.
Anyone can send donations. We hope that people outside our church will send money in. We will make sure it gets sent to a very reputable organization that's doing good work in the Ukraine.
In Little Rock, Jade Jackson, THV 11 News.
And if you'd like to donate to the cause, you can mail in checks labeled Ukraine to Trinity Episcopal Church. You can also donate online on their website, and we'll have that information on our website at thv11.com. And overseas, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky is calling on all countries to impose a complete oil embargo on Russia to choke out one of its main revenue streams. Meanwhile, Russia is putting one of its most experienced military officers, who is said to have a record of brutality against civilians in Syria, now in charge of its invasion of Ukraine. Elise Preston has more from New York.
Russia reportedly has appointed a veteran general who led the devastating campaign in Syria as commander of its war on Ukraine.
I think it's actually just consistent with the way that Russia has conducted this war from the beginning. We've seen scorched earth warfare already. We've seen atrocities and war crimes and mass killings and horrifying and shocking images from towns like Bucha and the rocket attack on Kramatorsk. So I think this is an indication that we will see more of that.
President Biden's national security advisor says the U.S. is considering providing new weapon systems to Ukrainian forces that would require training which the U.S. would conduct outside Ukraine. On Sunday night, 60 Minutes, Scott Pelley asked Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky if Russian leader Vladimir Putin should be prosecuted for war crimes.
Look, I think everyone who made a decision, who issued an order, who fulfilled an order, everyone who is relevant to this, I believe they are guilty.
Do you hold Putin responsible?
I do believe he's one of them.
As a miles-long Russian convoy travels to the south, the war-battered nation's east is bracing for an onslaught.
So what we are preparing is for the massive attack in the east. Yes, the enemy Russians, they are demotivated, they are war criminals, but there are so many of them, and they still have so much equipment.
Ukrainian reservists are preparing for battle in this town. It's not far from the train station where a suspected Russian missile killed more than 50 Ukrainians waiting to evacuate. Elise Preston, CBS News.
Always difficult video to watch, and Britain's defense ministry reported today that the Russian armed forces were trying to compensate for mounting casualties by recalling veterans discharged in the past decade. And moving now to the Arkansas Blood Institute, they need your help. A critical blood shortage for local patients is now creating an immediate need for blood donors. Patients across the state rely on life-saving blood products to fight cancer, survive trauma, and heal after childbirth. A blood donation session takes about an hour, and it can save up to 3 lives for just that hour. To help meet this critical need, the Arkansas Blood Institute has now extended their donor room hours through Friday this week from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and over the weekends from 7:30 a.m. to 4 on Saturdays and Sundays until 2. All right, if you're a commuter out there, you've probably seen it already, but Interstate 30 closures due to ongoing construction have made travel through the city take a bit longer than they might normally. The 6th Street Bridge has been removed, but the construction, well, that's continuing. Be aware, there will be changes to your morning commute as well, so give yourself that extra time. The good news, though, is if you work east of I-30, the new 9th Street Bridge is now open. Stick with us here for your latest I-30 construction updates.
Well, the atmosphere is going to be very busy these next few days as we are expecting multiple rounds of some active weather coming our way. Coming up, I'll be breaking down what we can expect each day from Monday through Wednesday for the potential of severe weather. Stay tuned.